All right, DFM fam, if you're confused about what to do with your finances in 2022, stick around. I have a top 10 list of financial resolutions that you must try. A shout out to Capitalize, who is sponsoring this video today. Capitalize can help you roll over your old 401k, but more on that later. Let's go ahead and jump into it. Hey guys, it's Justine with Debt Free Millennials, the channel to help you crush your debt, live payment free. Come on guys, we need to be living payment free in 2022. Taylor Swift said she was feeling this year, okay? So I feel like we need to be on that debt-free train. I'm going to give you a couple of ideas here for some financial resolutions in the new year. The first one is to create intentional spending. Now, the way that you do this is to think about the things that you love to spend money on and cut out everything that you don't. So I've talked about this in a few videos where I've talked about spend lavishly on the things that you love and cut out everything else that you don't. This is something that I got from Ramit Sethi, and I really appreciate those words. So what you can do about this is you can take a look at your past spending habits, figure out which expense makes you cringe and which expense makes you really happy and like, yes, I do enjoy spending money on that. For me, I really do enjoy spending money on therapy, and I could take a look back at the past year and saw that I spent over $2,000 on therapy sessions throughout the year, and I thought, yes, I am very proud of that, and I wanted to be more mindful about things that made me cringe a little bit, such as Amazon. Now, Amazon, I might have to go back and actually look at my order history and say, okay, yes, justify it, but I want to be more intentional about my Amazon expenses. Number 2, pay off one student loan. Now, you guys saw that the Biden administration extended the administrative forbearance on student loans until May 1st of 2022. That means you have 4 months of making payments to your student loans with no interest accrued. I think that is an incredible deal. Now, if you have multiple student loans, much like I did, so what I ended up doing is I paid one student loan instead of having my payment be applied to all of my student loans listed. I found that this was more motivating to me because then I could see that particular student loan zero out to a zero balance, and then I could move on to the next one. Also, instead of looking at the $4,000 here, $2,000 here, $6,000 here, I was only focused on that smallest student loan balance of $1,500. When I just zeroed in on that and got it down to a zero balance, I was so motivated to attack the next one. So pick just one student loan to pay off. Let me know if you've tried this in the comments below. Number 3 is to clean up your credit card debt. One thing that you can do is list out your credit card debt by total outstanding balance or highest interest rate. Then you can pick exactly how you want to pay them off. Can you select just one credit card debt that you can commit to completely paying off this year, or maybe even within the first 6 months of this year? Maybe you can make a goal to cut your credit card debt in half. Wouldn't that be amazing by the end of 2022 that you would have half of your credit card debt paid off? Maybe you even go further and say, nope, I'm going to clean all of it up and I'm going to have zero credit card debt by next year. Number 4, along with debt, we're talking about credit, so do a credit check. If you haven't done this before, I have 2 areas and resources that you can go to. One, you'll want to pull a free credit report. Now, you can do this by going over to annualcreditreport.com and pulling your credit report for free from the big 3 credit bureaus. That includes TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian. You'll want to take a look at this because you want to make sure that everything is current, that there is nothing that's outdated, closed accounts are actually reported correctly, and there's no fraudulent activity under your name. Plus, you can also check your credit score for free using creditkarma.com. This is a great way just to check in to see how you're doing. The only time that I really put an emphasis on your credit score is when you're going to buy a home and take out a mortgage and that is looked upon very favorably in the terms of the banking lender. Now, speaking of moving homes, perhaps you've moved careers, and what you'll want to do this year for a financial resolution is to roll over any old 401ks that are floating out in the abyss. We want to pull all that money back in and make it work for us. 401k rollovers historically have been a lengthy process and complicated. And in fact, to say that it's complicated is an understatement. Think about all the things that you have to do with a rollover 401k. You have to call the old 401k provider. Sometimes you even have to call your old employer if 401k providers have changed. Plus, you have to complete complicated documents and then mail a check sometimes to the new provider. What a mess. That's where Capitalize comes in. Capitalize is an independent platform that can help you roll over old 401ks into new IRAs for free. With Capitalize, you can let experts do all the heavy lifting, easily compare your rollover options, do everything mostly online, and it's free. And I bet you're wondering how these people make money. Capitalize may make a referral fee based on the IRA providers listed on their site. But remember, the choice is totally up to you. Listen, there are over 24 million forgotten 401k accounts that amount up to $1.35 trillion. Do not let your accounts be one of those. Be sure to check out Capitalize by using the link below to sign up for free. And thank you so much to Capitalize for sponsoring this video. Number 6, along with doing a rollover of your old 401k, be sure you are contributing to your current 401k and contributing up to the employer match. It's free money that's on the table. So if your employer says they're going to contribute up to 5%, be sure that you are contributing to your retirement account up to 5%. So 5% is what you're paying into it. Your employer is paying an extra 5%, and look at that, guys. 10% is going into your 401k and into your retirement. I think it's a very smart thing for you to check out and try as a New Year resolution this year. Number 7 is to read one financial book. And if I may, could I give you a recommendation? Number 1, I highly recommend The Simple Path to Wealth by J.L. Collins. Very easy to read. Focus on a plan to get you to a place where you feel financially free and that you are on a path to building wealth. The second book is The Little Book of Common Sense Investing by John Bogle. John Bogle is the founder of Vanguard and talks exclusively about index funds. If you want a book, those are the 2 that I recommend reading this year. Number 8 is to open a 529 plan for your kids. So I actually did this for my daughter Quinn, who is 9 months old, and we opened a 529 plan with Vanguard. Now you can check out, I'm going to point you to this amazing resource if you are needing help figuring out what a 529 plan is, which is basically a savings account to use for qualifying education expenses. Now you can head over to thecollegeinvestor.com and check out the ultimate guide to the College 529 savings plan. Inside of there, you are going to see all state-related 529 plans listed, plus other options that you can do. Now, California does not have a state-sponsored 529 plan, which is why we ended up going independently with Vanguard. With Vanguard, there is a minimum of $3,000 to open an account, so if you have a lot of savings set aside, this would be a good place to park your money for any of your kids or future kids. In fact, Kyle and I opened up this 529 plan before we even had our baby. And so you can do this by simply putting your name as the beneficiary on the 529 plan, and then once your baby is born, you can simply just transfer that to the new beneficiary, add their name, social security number, boom. Number 9 is to save cash for a car. I've done this twice now. We saved $25,000 for our 2015 Subaru Forester, and now we've saved $40,000 for our second car, of which we have yet to buy. So we saw that we could actually operate very well with just one car. We'll see once maybe Quinn goes to daycare, we might have to add in that cost of a second car, but for now, we are just leaving it parked in a high yield savings account. That's definitely a place to start if you want to save cash for not only a car, but maybe a wedding, a vacation. High yield savings accounts pay more interest than a traditional bank. I personally use Ally Bank. Plus, there are several online banks that also provide a high interest rate as well. Number 10, this is one of my faves, is to save for a down payment. This is something Kyle and I have been working on for the past 3, 4, 5 years, and we've saved over $138,000. Now, I have a whole video series of how you can save for a down payment and a home buying series. I will link to that playlist up in the cards so you can check that out, and I've talked exclusively about how we were able to do that. A little tidbit since you're watching this video is I've parked money in a high yield savings account. I've also parked money in a brokerage account. Now that's specific to what we're doing, so you want to check out those other videos about our down payment saving process. All right, so those are 10 financial resolutions you can try. Which one are you trying out this year? Maybe it's something that I haven't said in this video. Comment below. Shout out to Capitalize for sponsoring this video. Don't forget to check that out. Rolling over a 401k does not have to be complicated when you have experts who are standing by online to help you out. Check it out below. Give this one a big thumbs up, and I'll catch you in the next one.